Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. No movie tonight, primarily because I didn't prep one. And for number two, YouTube was like, "Hey, you got a content warning, so you can either mute your video or get rid of it." And I'm like, fuck, whatever. So I just muted a couple of parts. But yeah, I didn't prepare a movie for this week. I did, however, get on today onto Twitter. Not for anything related to my game because I've been really like working hard on like making Kickstarter stuff for it, and I actually got onto my personal account on Twitter and saw that fucking Iran is poking the bear now.
Yeah.
Iran wants to get in on the fucking World War III shit.
Oh, the
China.
Israelis have been bombing them too, so.
Oh yeah. And then fucking it comes out, and I'm absolutely shocked at this one, Farty. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this? I'm absolutely shocked. Shocked, I tell you, that China was supposedly interfering with our elections during
No
2020.
shit. No shit.
Oh my god, I'm shocked. Shocked, well, okay, maybe not that shocked. But you have the FBI director coming out and going, "Hey, here's evidence that China did it." Oh my God, Ravage, you're going down. Okay, I'm not having your wiggly ass sitting in my lap. Okay, go enjoy yourself. So apparently China might have been pulling shit dirt, and I'm gonna say might because even with the word might, YouTube is gonna be like, "There's no evidence to suggest that China was actually blah 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 blah." Okay, dude. Okay. So yeah, I get on Twitter to find out the world is actually heading faster toward World War III.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what do you think in the last elections we had out here? It was kind of like there was no fucking point to it. I didn't even bother fucking actually putting in a proper vote and all this kind of shit because we had fucking Alpha Conde Albo on his kneesies trying to suck off the CCPs. Fucking, and his two ICs, a Sheila called Penny Wong, which literally has tattooed on her face CCP's little bitch. And basically, the Labor Party is like Labor. It's just a nice way of saying communist. It's the Workers' Party.
Yeah.
And pretty much, we really want to get all of this defense stuff in before fucking, next couple of years when China fucking decides they're going to kick off and all this kind of shit. So, as if China wanted a liberal government in Australia.
Well, yeah, because then they would have been able to. They'd have been able to bulldoze the fucking liberal government.
Yeah, well, the Labor Party got in, and I knew that was going to be a thing. There was absolutely no point in fucking voting, and I knew that, like, because of the circumstances and, like, the dumbest fucking thing we can do is vote Labor, and, of course, that's exactly what's going to happen, so there's no point even lifting the finger for this fucking idiot anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and, of course, yeah, I'll fucking put it to you that, like, a whole bunch of fucking dickhead cunts voted Labor because of Chinese fucking propaganda. Now, to be propaganda that's completely different to what you'd think, right? It wouldn't be that they're trying to make out that we're being all racist, so vote for us and all this. It's all different coercion and shit. So that, vote Labor because Labor's going to do this for you, kind of thing. Not realising that Labor's going to fucking basically open the fucking doors and let China walk into the place.
Oh, yeah.
This policy will help you out personally, so vote Labor like a good little boy. Don't worry, don't worry about them talking to the Chinese. They're just trying to make friends, you see. Rightio. Okay.
Yeah, make friends with who?
Yeah, they're trying to make friends with them so that when the gate does get opened and the fucking Chinese do come in, they think they still have some power.
The useful idiots never realize that they're the first to be cannon fodder when the regime comes in.
Well, it's not just that. They don't have a use for us at all. We are in the road. And this is what I've been trying to tell everybody, is that not only are we of no use and we have no basic resistance to them, but we've also got everything that they want, and we've also gone ahead and done them the favour of setting all the infrastructure up to get it as well. So we've got all the mines are ready to go, with all the construction equipment already here, the roads and train lines that go all the way out, and the infrastructure, like dealing with that, like rail, freight, cars.
They already own half the airfields, if not more, in southern Australia.
Yep. They've got their fucking toe in there. They've got their toes in ports already. But fucking, we've got all of that shit sorted up. So you can get fucking yellow cake uranium, literally fucking get a machine to dig it up out the fucking ground, put it in another machine. That machine goes off to some processor thingy somewhere. It goes from that processor literally onto a train. Hardly anyone's actually physically picked this shit up at this point. It's all done by machinery. And then, it gets put on a fucking big train and gets hauled thousands of fucking kilometres off to a fucking port somewhere and then chucked on a bloody ship. That's how efficiently we've got all this sorted out. Now, if they let us stay here and fight them and all this, there's every chance that we'll go and sabotage all of that shit. So that's what the Chinese don't want. So it's just easy enough for them to fucking drone us all in our bloody sleep.
I can see it now. Farty organizing the Australian Tea Party. It's just Farty and a bunch of other assholes who just go out into the ports and just tip over tankers and shit and throw the tea into the harbor. The tea being a metaphor for the shit on the boats.
No, well, you see, another reason why they won't let me hang around in particular is because, well, fucking, I'm gonna fucking call my little militia group the cunt, and my call sign is gonna be the clip, or the clip commander. So that fucking, like the clip being the most important part of the cunt. Anyway, fucking, and I'm gonna commit so many fucking war crimes and stuff like that they'll actually have to like build a new building in The Hague just to house all the fucking documents of fucking shit that's now needed to be banned. Because it's only a war crime the first time.
And then it goes into the Geneva Convention and be like, you can't do this.
Yeah, it's not a war crime the first time, sorry. And I'm doing that just so that history can't ignore it. And then for like the rest of fucking perpetuity, the kids in schools have to learn about the cunt and the clip and the clip commander and all this kind of stuff.
And it'll be hilarious because the Chinese will be like, I cannot find a clip.
That's another one. Yeah, apparently the clip's so hard for everyone to find. So yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna yeet it off of YouTube just for that joke alone. Oh my god. I can't anymore. I just can't. Can we just have World War III now? Can we just have it? We'll send all the fucking Gen Zers and fucking young people who are like, fucking tired of it.
You think that's bad? Someone went and posted something on Facebook. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find anymore, but it said something about when you're getting back shots from your boyfriend and your tapeworm comes out to say hello or something like that, and every cunt's like fucking, oh my god, I want my life back, holy fuck, I wish I was the person I was 2 minutes ago, and all this. I'm like, nah, it's only worse when your tapeworm decides to help out. So you think you're getting kicked off YouTube before? There's this one.
Oh god, yeah, we're gonna get it.
Fucking hello, is that me or is that you?
No, that's me. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, it just one way or the other, YouTube is gonna yeet us. I think. It's gonna be like, we're not having it unless because YouTube has a huge investment from China right now If
Yeah.
anyone, I've been doing a lot of research lately. They've got a huge investment from China right now, and Google is in turn investing into China because they want to break into the supercontinent. They want to
Yeah,
break
because
into
the dickheads are fucking wanting bloody profits over fucking, moral fucking
yeah,
supremacy. Well, they shouldn't be
which
doing anything with China at all because they are the enemy. And like 100 fucking years ago, the place, like their corporate
right,
offices raided the fucking, and probably dragged the fucking CEOs out in the middle of the street to shoot them for fucking siding with the enemy. But
yeah,
now we're not, because it's okay to put profits over everybody else, and they don't understand too that, like, well, fuck, when the Chinese take over, they don't have a use for you, you stupid bastard.
oh yeah. I can't fault YouTube and Google for wanting to get paid. We all want to get paid,
Yeah, well, we know how
right?
fucking greedy they are. Look at how they treat their creators on YouTube.
Right. That and I was just going to mention, like, I can't fault them for wanting to get paid. Actually, I'm right there with them. I want to get paid too.
Mm,
The difference between us and the suits at YouTube are that it's a board of directors raking in cash and just screwing over the creators. They're even screwing. Here's the funny part though, and this is the part that no one ever talks about. YouTube is even screwing over like NBC, MSN, ABC, all these other like TV channels, right? Like the legacy media channels. They're screwing YouTube over, or their YouTube is screwing them over too.
mm.
They're just not doing it to the extent as they're doing it to the little guy. But mark my words, the time is coming for that. YouTube will at one point go, yeah, we're not getting anything out of the viewers anymore, so let's squeeze the legacy media.
Well,
And
maybe if
then
they didn't fucking stifle all of the actual creators and then go with the people who like already have like a TV station and broadcasting abilities, and let's like say the
Mhm.
Jimmy Kimmel show, instead of fucking screwing people like me over and then siding with that cunt, and now
Yeah.
fucking everyone just thinks, oh, this is just the Jimmy Kimmel channel, or Jimmy Kimmel website, and fucking they think that there's nothing on YouTube. And then they, oh, fuck, well, we got to try something else with viewership's down. I know, let's have these stupid fucking events that all it does is just piss people off, get in the road, and fucking doesn't fucking cancel when you cancel it, and then fucks with the comment section either side of when we're fucking implementing this about fucking stupid niche bloody things on YouTube that no one fucking gives a shit about, especially fucking me. If the algorithm was fucking actually all that good, it wouldn't be showing me fucking the basket weaver community or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. They wouldn't be trying to keep my attention on YouTube for as long as possible. Like if I want to spend my time on YouTube, I'm gonna fucking spend my time on YouTube. There's a lot of shit that I like to listen to while I'm working on something. Right? I like to listen to here's one thing that I've started doing recently. I think I mentioned a while back that I started listening to like white noise, like rain and shit like that specifically. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it on the show before. But I like listening to rain and shit when I go to sleep sometimes. And that really helps me like stay asleep while, that said, there are times where I want to listen to it while I'm wide awake, and I'll throw it on. And the best case scenario is putting it on while I write. I've been doing a lot of writing lately. Um, Again, one of the things I've been doing is I've been putting a lot of time into writing an RPG rule set, and there is a lot that goes into it, more than I ever imagined there would be, for a cohesive, well written, well rounded out RPG. And the having the rain shit on in the background really helps me focus. Now, if I want to have YouTube on and have that in the background while I'm working, I will do that because that's good. But that's my choice. Don't try to fucking manipulate me into staying on. If I want to stay on the platform, I'll stay on the fucking platform. And then if I'm staying on the platform, don't fucking punish me from staying on the platform by fucking feeding me 4 hours of fucking ads before I can even get to whatever I'm watching.
Oh, well, this just come up on Twitter. Sky News Australia. Israeli needs a 15-ton bunker buster bomb to destroy the last untouched nuclear facility in Iran. But there's only one catch to the delivery. You want to know what that catch is?
Explosion make nuke go boom?
No. Israel has nothing that can drop something with 15 tons.
So they'd have to borrow a bomber from the United States.
Probably a B-2.
Probably.
Which then that makes American involvement.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. I wish these fucking assholes around the place would stop fucking trying to draw us into their fucking bullshit wars. Because no, it is getting to the point now where, like, you know, fuck Israel because, like, you know, you cunts have had your chance to fucking sort this out. Clearly, you just don't want to do it. So whatever happens to you fucks now is on your fucking head, not ours. Still, fuck the Gazans. They're all a bunch of scum fucked cunts, and they should have done something about this too. But no, they don't want to do that either.
And I hear talk that Trump might get involved and level Iran.
Fucking.
That'll really fucking set off global war.
See, that's the thing that we're trying to prevent him from doing.
Right.
So this is Syria all over again, like Syria the first time. They're trying to fucking goad him into starting a war in Syria because of fucking mass destruction, which Israel didn't have. And we could actually prove that. Syria fucking gave up their biological and chemical weapons at the beginning, specifically so they wouldn't be painted like Saddam Hussein.
The biggest problem are the warhawks in Washington, who are going behind Trump's back. And this has come out recently as well. I think I heard that they're going behind Trump's back and they're deliberately fucking just pissing in the cornflakes and going, go to hell, fuck you, go to hell. And that combined with how do I want to phrase this? That combined with the Farty, help me out here. Combined with Iran pulling shit, combined with the liberal left going, or the extreme left rather, because there are a lot of people on the left that are going, hey, maybe we should turn the ship around. Maybe we should back Trump. But there's a lot of people on the left who would rather see World War III start than to see Trump succeed. They want America to fail so that they can all go, see, we told you so.
Yeah, and I don't fucking I don't understand their end game in that because, well, they'd already brought America to the point of fucking bloody near bankruptcy. Now they're trying to bankrupt the place even more by drawing us into massive wars and fucking up trade deals and economics and all this, making things even worse. So that the Democrats next time around, see, Trump didn't do shit. He was full of crap. Now put us back in. What? So you can fuck it even worse, even quicker? What the fuck?
Yeah. So
like, you do realize that, like, they do realize, right, that like they're $36 trillion in debt. If they get back in, there's going to be probably another $15 fucking trillion on top of that, and you'll hop, skip, and fuck your way across from being able to pay it back with any hope to you are now a third world country.
Right.
Bloody
so
Somalia is more richer than you guys.
So here's my the way I see it. And I could be completely wrong on this. But this is what I think. I think eventually Trump is just gonna go, you know what? Fuck it. We've tried. You guys didn't want to listen. We are pulling out of any and all peace negotiations that don't help the United States in any way. You guys can fight your own fucking war. Have fun.
That's think what we should have told Ukraine years ago.
Exactly. No, we should have. Trump should have said, "Go fuck yourself." But Ukraine went and poked the bear. They went and pissed on Russia's foot And they said you can't do anything about it.
Russia's, yeah, like, fuck, we can't. Because, well, again, with Zelensky, he either did it because he thought that, oh, well, fucking Biden's that useless, he won't fucking say anything to stop us, or Biden's that much of a corrupt cunt, he'll fucking help us out.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way this, and I think I called it early on. I think I called, even if Trump does get in, that there's still going to be global conflict, that it's going to ramp up. There's a lot of saber rattling going on right now from every direction. And it's just, can you guys just stop? Or fucking, figure some shit out. Because look at what Russia's doing with Iran, China, and I really want to say Pakistan and Indonesia, because they both look like they might join BRICS.
Oh,
But
most of those are already in BRICS.
what's that?
Most of them are already in BRICS.
I'm speaking strictly of Pakistan and Indonesia, because
Yeah, no, Indonesia joined BRICS like 2 months ago, and I think
Oh, did
Pakistan's
they?
been in there for about a year or so.
Okay, because I
Yeah.
know Pakistan and Indonesia have shit, and China has shit with them. But China hates anyone that isn't fucking ethnically Chinese, so there's that.
Well, I was just having an argument with a bunch of Indonesians on the Grim Reapers channel on YouTube, and this was over about a month or so ago. Russia had said that they're thinking about basing bombers in Indonesia,
Right.
mainly because America wants to place bombers in Darwin. And this is one of those things I've been trying to tell everybody for a good long while, is that, like, specifically through Biden, because your government was so fucking weak, and this is the time where everyone's going to turn around and start doing to us what we've been doing to them for the last, like, 80 years. And it is a case of fucking, well, it's all right for you cunts to do it, why can't fucking we? And it is this thing of, like, well, if America wants to put bombers in Australia specifically to threaten, China from the south, well, why don't we put bombers in Indonesia specifically because they're a part of our economic agreement, which is totally not a defense pact. Because I was trying to tell that to the Indonesians too, and they go like, it's like, but BRICS is a fucking economic thingy. It's like, no, Putin and Xi Jinping have already come out a couple of years ago and said that they will use this to stand up to Western aggression and shit like that. So if fucking America wants to come along and coerce some small countries back into the fold kind of thing, and they really don't want to do it, well, then BRICS is going to be there to help them say, right, no, you can't fucking do that, leave them alone. And they've even said militarily if needed. Xi Jinping has already come out and said that he's willing to use the PLA to protect their economic and financial interests. So pretty much that was where the point with Guinea, was if they tried to turn around and say, no, we don't like this deal anymore, get the fuck out. They're like, yeah, well, that's now our interest, so we're going to use our army to protect it in your country against you cunts.
Yeah.
This is the shit they've all signed up for. So then the Indonesians were claiming that fucking, but our air force is shit, most of our aircraft don't work and all this, and like in the last couple of weeks I heard smatterings of the Chinese and the Russians were going to gift the Indonesians a bunch of aircraft. So yeah, it's not a defense agreement. Righto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only an economic agreement, Farty. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of defense stuff in it, but does that make it a defense agreement?
But this is also effectively the reason why a lot of things are happening and nothing's coming out from the Americans, is because, well, there's a lot of these BRICS countries that are now kicking up a stink, and they now think that they've got protections and shit.
Yeah, Dester, good to see you, buddy. You missed nothing yet. We've just been waffling on about the end of the world as we know it. and I feel fine. um,
Tell me over and over and over again, my friend. I can't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's where we're at. It is only
It's
going to
really
be about.
weird. That End of the World as You Know It song reminded me of that Eve of Destruction song, which for some reason reminds me of the greatest American hero.
That just reminds me of "There Goes My Hero" from the Foo Fighters. There goes my hero.
Another fascinating thing is how a lot of Iranian people don't like the government. You see, this is the funny part about that too, is that this is something I've known for a good long while, and it's been the case for about 20 years or so. But it's all been in motion for about 30 years, and that's where the Iranian fucking like everything Western's haram and all this kind of shit. America's bad, fucking they're all infidels, blah 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 blah. But they still send all their fucking kids off to Western universities and stuff like that. And of course, because they breed like fucking rabbits, they'll have 7 or 8 fucking kids go through university. And that's a major jump in your population every generation, more than 3 kids to a family, which is typical for a Middle Eastern family. Fucking, and then they've all been brought up with Macca's bad, MTV bad, KFC harem, fucking all this kind of shit. And then they go to Western universities. They think, all right, I'll try this shit, and they realize, oh, actually, there's nothing wrong with all of this. Fucking, I'd rather me Coca-Cola. I'd rather me MTV. I'd rather me Macca's and all this. I'd rather me place look like this as opposed to a bombed out fucking shithole like Iraq.
Yeah.
And they had elections. I think it was in 2008, might have been 2007. Can't remember, but it was down to like a new reformist and an old school hardliner. Like old school meaning like hardcore fucking Islamist fucking shit. And of course, because there's about 1 billion more fucking young people than there are old people, fucking yes, they're all inbred as well. Fucking yeah, and because there is a shit ton of young people who aren't following the religious bloody hooky nonsense anymore, and think, yeah, there wasn't nothing wrong with half the shit you said. So what else don't you fucking want us to do? Anyway, fucking they decided that they'd vote in the new reformist. And of course, it comes down to the Ayatollah, and the Ayatollah, guess who he'd prefer. So there was protests and all this kind of shit, and cunts were getting shot, and blah blah blah, wolf woof woof. Now this attitude sort of still hasn't changed. They've all seen what happened to Iraq. They all know that that's what's coming to them, and they desperately don't want it. That's the population. And it's only realistically the hardcore old school Islamist kind of fucking goat fucking sister fuckers and all this kind of shit. Your Wally wank bags and fucking blow yourselves up kind of cunts. They're the ones that want to cause all the bloody shit. The only problem is they're the ones that are in power. So
Yeah.
now, if Iran can overthrow their government and put somebody in that we all know is, someone that's reasonable and can be spoken to and all this kind of shit, then maybe this might all fuck off. But got to motivate the Iranians to do that first because we can't really do it ourselves. This is something that, like, that's the second occurrence that's happened. Like, for fucking ages, bloody Vladdy Waddy in Ukraine's wanted to go and actually assassinate Putin. And, well, we don't want to let that cat out of the bag because when you do that to one, well, then it's open slather for fucking everybody, even the United States president. And so they just don't want that precedent to be set at all. Because if Putin's head's on the chopping block, so will Zelensky's. And now fucking Bibbly Netanyahu, fucking, he's saying the same fucking thing. He's wanting permission of fucking the Yanks to go and assassinate the Ayatollah and the fucking Iranian president. And it's sort of like, no, if you do that, then fucking it's open slather for you cunts as well.
I I think Russia's been quiet on the whole thing because they've been essentially sending Iranians into the meat grinder, and Russia could give a shit less. That's
Yeah.
my opinion.
No, well, first off, they can't really be seen to help in Iran. Um, and secondly, they're too busy worrying about fucking Ukraine at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I would too, with fucking mini Hitler running around.
The last thing the Russians want is for the Yanks to get a bee in their bum and say, "Oh, look, Iran's got nuclear weapons now. We know it's the Russians that gave them to them."
Yeah, and a huge point of contention today, all over the news. Today specifically, I wonder why that was. But a huge point of contention today specifically were Iran and one other country, I think Iraq, um, their ability to refine and enrich for nuclear arms.
Yeah, well, it's only a matter of time before fucking someone like North Korea decides that they're going to go and sell their enrichment fucking like enriched material. Like, fuck, giving them the equipment, just send them the end product. Um, China's also been hands off too, and yes, Iran and Pakistan is why we were in the sandbox for 20 fucking years. Yeah, but China's been hands off publicly. They haven't been hands off covertly. So there's a lot of stuff that they've been doing smuggling wise. They've got an old ghost fleet of cargo ships and whatnot. China's been basically supplying Iran with explosives and rocket fuel components to make these weapons in Iran and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we figured this out because there's been a few large explosions in China. It's all been basically rocket fuel production and stuff like that. Sort of it came out before the CCP tried to fucking block it all. That like, yep, no, it was all rocket fuel for Iran.
Who'd
Iran's
have
Twitter account
thunk?
run by a retard because if they tweet out shit about nuclear bombs. Mm. Oh, but what was funny though is like to see the footage of when the Iranian the Iranian fucking media building got hit. It was like Sheila there, she looks like she's cranky and she's like, fucking death to America, fucking fuck you Allah, fucking da 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 da, fucking I fuck your children, da, da. And then she's just sort of, whoops, I better go before I shit my burger.
Uh-oh.
It's just so funny her reaction. It's like lights go out, shit starts raining down from the ceiling, and she's just like, yeah, better go before I shit myself. She almost got up as if like, whoops, I shouldn't have trusted that far. That was
Yeah.
literally her reaction.
I have grown to never trust a fart.
Never trust fart after 40.
Yeah, that's the deal, isn't it? Once you hit 40, don't trust your farts.
Or if you slap farts into anal, don't trust a fart at all.
Hey, listen, we can't all be Brie Larson, okay?
Yeah, you'd think someone who takes it up the arse that much should have more of a cushion in her asshole.
Right?
Biden freezing all that Iranian money also helped create that shit. Yeah. That's again, I don't understand why the fuck they did that. Because ultimately, like, the Democrats' end game is to get back in, but they're going to get back in such a far worse fucking situation than what they were left with, and they clearly weren't capable of fucking dealing with the last time. Like,
oh God,
what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with these sadistic cocksuckers who'd rather fucking sit in a septic tank and eat a shit sandwich when we've got perfectly clean cutlery and fucking decent bloody food on a fucking in a giant fucking dining hall, kind of thing. That's what the Democrats would rather. And then they'd sit there in the septic tank eating their shit sandwich, go, Trump made me do this. It's like, no, he fucking didn't.
you did it on your own, you piece of shit.
40 years is when they already expired. Oh, no, burger.
Okay, wait, I'm missing chats here because I'm paying attention on other thing. 40 is when the warranty expires. Yeah, it definitely does.
On what? When you shut a burger?
Yes, on a Shat Burka. Oh
Oh, on
man.
your poo pipe,
Mhm.
rightio.
No, Dasher, that never happened. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Never.
Well, see, well, that's one of those funny things about warfare and shit like that, like, we sold yellow cake to the fucking Russians and the Chinese because we're a bunch of fucking idiots. But, it's just one of those fucking Hiram Maxim fucking things. He tried to sell the Maxim machine gun to the Yanks and they said, no, we don't want it. But if you want to really fucking make some money off it, go sell it to the Brits or to the Europeans and give them a more efficient way of killing each other. So he went to Britain and then licensed it off as the Vickers machine gun. And then he went off to fucking Spandau in Germany and then fucking sold it off as the MG08. And he was collecting royalties, and so were the Brits were collecting royalties off the Germans for the machine gun that they were using to fucking shoot their own blokes with. But then there was the time where fucking America bought a metric fuck ton of titanium off the Russians, specifically to make the SR-71 so they can go and fucking spy on the Russians.
Yeah.
Um,
And that worked out really well for us too.
hmm.
I'm not being facetious when I say that because it was a really fucking smart thing for us to do. Is
Yeah,
use
well,
Russian money to fucking build a Russian a spy plane so we could spy on the fucking Russians.
not only that, but by obtaining that amount of titanium from the Russians, we learned how to fucking mill it and process it and work it and all this kind of shit. So as the Yanks have sort of the most sort of top of the line sort of when it comes to like processing and milling and actually producing something made out of titanium like an end product because you've had so much experience with it. So the Russians knew what it was, but they didn't sort of understand like what titanium could very well be used for. And when they did start realizing it, they all they could really do is make giant tubes out of it. So they made
Yeah.
submarines. Um, they couldn't do like fucking complicated like wing box pivot sections like on the F-111 or something like that. Yeah, the SR-71 was a fucking cool plane when you realise it was late 50s, early 60s technology that
And it's still in use because
nope,
it
not anymore.
did they retire it finally?
Oh yeah, about 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. I've had my head in the sand.
Well, satellites can do far more, far better, and all this kind of stuff. And just because you can fly at 3 times the speed of sound doesn't mean you can just start at one end of Russia and go all the way to the other and then sort of map them that way.
I
They
mean,
still were getting shot at.
yeah, but
Um,
they weren't getting shot down as
no,
often.
no, no. But now with hypersonic missiles and stuff like that, they're very, very vulnerable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they're extremely expensive. They use a heap of fucking fuel. Okay, so they'd take off, then they'd have to tank, and then they'd go to where they're supposed to fly to, and then they'd have to tank maybe a couple of times, and then they'd do one last tank before they actually go off to do their thing, and then they'll do a couple of, it's called a dipsy, to maneuver. It's basically a couple of high lows that help build up the speed, and then they drop the
Right.
afterburners and then fling her out to Mark 3, but they can only do that for a short amount of time before they have to start coming back and refuel again. But there's some of the weird things about that aircraft. So there's the gaps in the skin because the heat expands in the with friction and all that kind of stuff and seals up the fuel tanks. It leaks fuel like crazy. Um, but the faster it went, the more efficient the engines became. So the faster you went, the less fuel you actually used. Um, fucking oh shit. You could go on about this for fucking ages, but I can't be buggered at this point. But yeah, no, yeah, fucking. But yeah, when you go through it all for like 1960s technology, and you're like, holy fuck, we can't seem to land a rover on fucking the moon lately.
Yeah. So, one of the one of the benefits of the SR-71 was the cost. It was cheap to produce.
In comparison to satellites at the time.
Yeah, in comparison with the satellites of the time. Now, is it really still cheaper to launch satellites?
Yeah. No, it's even now with SpaceX, it is so far cheaper to do it. It's not funny.
Uh,
And your satellites have a couple of benefits. One, doesn't matter if the enemy knows that they're there. There's nothing much they can do about it. Two, the enemy's probably got the same similar satellites over your area anyway. And anything in space is covered by a defense moratorium where pretty much anything outside the atmosphere is off limits. We're not supposed to have anything military other than like sort of spy satellites and GPS, and that's about it. Nothing with a weapon on it. All right, it's supposed to be up in space. And we're not supposed to go around fucking shooting other kind of satellites down for two reasons. One is that it just gives open slather for everybody else to start shooting your satellites down, and two,
right.
it'll cause what was it called?
What was it?
Bloody oh fuck! There's this fucking phenomena where if it's a cascading fucking oh bloody.
Did you put it up on the thing?
Kessler syndrome, that's the stuff.
Kessler syndrome. Okay.
So Kessler syndrome is something that we've been worried about for God knows fucking how long, especially every time we stick more and more satellites in. We've sort of recently been saying that the amount of Starlink satellites that Elon Musk has been putting up there is bound to fuck something up somewhere.
Well,
Now,
yeah, because they're all fucking floating up there. I mean, yeah, there's miles and miles between them, but there's still a bunch of fucking junk up there.
yeah, and every single last little bit's mapped. Now, if you destroyed a satellite, it's not just going to fall back into the atmosphere. It's all still moving at hundreds of thousands of kilometers an hour, and fucking if you shattered a satellite and it fucking went off into say fucking 50 different pieces, it'd be a very short amount of time before at least 10 of those pieces are going to hit 10 other objects and shatter those. You see where everything's going here.
Yeah.
Eventually there's just going to be this cloud of fucking space debris around it with not a single working fucking satellite, and we won't even be able to get to the ISS to resupply them because we're going to go through this belt of satellites to get to the fucking ISS.
Well, that's why they're talking about. I think at the end of the year they're gonna sink it. They're
Yeah,
gonna.
bring it back into Earth's orbit and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, there's still so hundreds of thousands of satellites up there that like either aren't in use or will probably yeah. Anyway, but that's the two things you don't want. Or that's the two reasons why satellites are better. One, you can fly them with immunity over your enemy's territory, and you can see just as much, if not more, than what fucking and it's live telemetry too nowadays, and that's something that both older satellites and fucking the SR-71 and the U-2 never really used to have. Was that
Yeah.
like if you just wanted to look at like something that's say Chelyabinsk, right? Well, we've got a geo-position satellite over that specifically to spy on the bastard. So you just look that one up.
Yeah. The reason Musk wants to make a reusable booster is because he wants to do shit like asteroid mining, and that becomes infinitely cheaper to do, and the cost to manufacture new boosters every time would go up dramatically, would skyrocket. And so stuff like sending missions to the moon to build a lunar base benefits from a reusable rocket. Going to Mars benefits from a reusable rocket. Mining asteroids and whatnot benefits from a reusable rocket. So there's more to it than just the I forgot what I was fucking going with this, but there's more to it than just, one or two things.
Mm.
It makes a lot of shit cheaper.
Well, effectively, this is exactly what Werner von Braun had said back in the 50s. Before they ended up having fucking the Saturn V. Bloody Werner von Braun had said, yes, no, it's far cheaper and far more efficient if we send up a bunch of fucking like cargo, rockets, and then we build an actual fucking, get to space, like get to the moon thingy up in space.
Yeah.
And then if we colonize the moon, well, then instead of fucking launching shit from Earth, we just send
Yeah.
all the supplies to the moon, and we build the rocket there, and then fucking go to Mars from there. And
Right.
we didn't end up getting that. We ended up getting the Saturn V, which basically could put a tiny little capsule on the moon after utilizing a metric fuck ton of resources.
Yeah.
Because remember, all of like the it's only like the top fucking 3% of a Saturn V rocket actually gets to the moon. And it's like the top like 1% actually comes home. It's like not even 1% of the rocket comes home. Like the rest of it is just to get it into space in the first place. All right.
Right. And that's
So
why a reusable booster makes sense, is because it doesn't cost as much money.
yeah, so when you like get to like I said Apollo 16 or 17 or something like that, and then like everyone's interest is waning, and the budget's sort of failing, and all this kind of shit, and then they're like, oh well, we need to do something else. It's a bit more fucking useful. All right, let's have a look at Werner von Braun's fucking idea again, because if you have a look at his original model, it looks quite a lot like the space shuttle, and so they were looking at doing that design, but then the US military come along and went, before you go too far, guys, here's a whole bunch of requirements that we will like that'll basically fuck every single fucking planet you have. And so we got the space transport system that didn't do half the shit that we wanted it to do in the first place, thanks to the US military.
Yeah. So we are coming up on the last few minutes of the show here tonight. Unfortunately, I am exhausted still, and I wasn't really planning on more than an hour. So I think now's a good time for announcements. Once rockets go up, who cares what they go down? Yeah. Okay,
Well,
Dasher.
that's actually the
I'll give you that one.
CCP. You should see how many times they fucking have boosters just falling on villages and shit, and they still
Oh
got like
yeah.
fucking, is it tetrazole or something like that? Some fucking
Yeah, it
horrifically
was
bloody
nuts.
toxic fucking hyperbolic fuel. It comes out a big bloody brown cloud, and of course all the Chinese don't know what it's looking at. Like, oh, look at that! Oh, fuck!
The one rumor is to be believed the ISS is being retarded because a female astronaut went nuts and damaged everything from breaking the toilets. So it contaminated everything and drilled holes. I'm not entirely sure that's true. But then again, I haven't studied up on it. But I know there were plans on decommissioning it at the end of 2020. They started the slow ramp down to bring people home from their however long mission it was, and they they said they were going to retire it by the end of 2025, 2026, sometime around there. So yeah, there's that. But a couple of things to look forward to. If I'm not promising anything, but if I'm able to stream on Sunday without a problem, we're maybe looking at Bad Black. If anyone is interested in checking that out. So it'd be around Sunday, probably in the morning time for me, Farty, probably evening for you. So if you brought drinks, I hope you share with the rest of the class, sir. Other than that, apparently it went to courts because some Russian astronauts accused her of breaking shit. Oh,
I'm wondering if that was that Sheila that got stuck up there for like 6 months with that other bloody dude, longer than they were supposed to be. And that's the reason why they couldn't bring him back on that first capsule, because she was the one that fucking wrecked it coming up.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I
Uh,
do remember, like, oh, fucking 7 or 8 years ago, they were having a problem with the Soyuz capsules because some kind of been drilling holes in them as well.
the problem with the soy, I can't fucking pronounce it. I'm not gonna try to. The problem with that particular capsule is um, that it was made by, I think I want to say Boeing, and it just sucked.
Oh no, 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 that's not the Soyuz one. Soyuz is Russian, but yeah, the was it Crew Dragon or Crew fucking whatever the fuck? Yeah, the Boeing one.
The Boeing one just fucking sucked. It never worked from the go. It never fucking worked.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a difference in like the corporate fucking mentality. You got Elon Musk who just wants to fucking make the shit and get it done, whereas you got Boeing who's too used to their fucking well. While we've got our big contracts, we're milking the crap out of them. Maybe you'll get a product at the end.
yeah. I can't. They are going to put a new station into orbit, and they're going to do that. I think a month or two before they put the other one into a degradation orbit, because they need to calculate where they're going to essentially dump it, and they want to dump it in areas where it'll burn up, and then whatever crap is left over just gets what's the word I'm looking for? Um, just kind of like falls in a certain radius where they can pick up the bigger chunks.
Yeah, the South Atlantic near the Sandwich Islands.
If you get lucky,
Very,
they'll land it in China's backyard.
well,
Yeah. Um.
that's the last thing you'd actually want because well, that would give them some useful information they might be able to glean off it.
Well,
And
it'll.
everybody's sort of saying, yeah, who cares that we sold the HMAS Melbourne to China like back in the fucking 80s for scrap? It's like,
They didn't
yeah,
want it for scrap. They wanted the fucking
what?
instrument, and it turned out there was still intel on board the ship.
Yes, and useful information has helped them build their bloody carriers and shit like that. Oh, but
They
it was a World War II era carrier. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter.
A ship is a ship, and a well built ship can fucking last for fucking ever. There's still a handful of ships that were built in World War II that still see active service. I don't
Yeah.
remember what they're called, but I know they're still in active service to this day, and they're fucking 8 million years old.
Well, there's almost a 200-year-old ship in the Black Sea that the Russians have used for so it's either 150 years old or almost 200 years old.
Yeah.
I can't remember now. Yeah, the Ukrainians tried fucking sinking it, fucking assholes. Fucking no. Well, see, like, okay, so what? HMAS Melbourne's catapult by the end of it couldn't pull the skin off a fucking custard, but it's still a completely functioning fucking catapult with its like equipment and whatnot. You build it like this from brand new, it'll work properly. Yeah, the arresting cable system.
Yeah.
It's not as straightforward as what everybody thinks, and we gave them an operational one. The elevators and stuff like that. Now, what's the best way of doing that? I don't know. Just get someone who's already done it. Other things like aircraft handling, storage, fucking how to put shit, fire suppression systems, fucking weapons handling, fucking all that kind of stuff. Like they can glean that off an empty ship that we gave them because well, all the compartments and shit are all there, all the pipe work's still there, and all that kind of stuff. You
Farty, you're just
may as well just gave them the Skyhawks to go with them.
Farty, you're just being a bigoted fucking um damn it, the joke is not gonna work now.
Mm. Yeah, the actual Nimitz, the USS Nimitz is being retired. So the Russian ships, I remember the Kuznetsov, which was constantly being on fire and sinking. That's because they put the wrong engines in it and they were using shit fuel out of it. So not only were they getting like half the fucking horsepower out of the engine, they're also fucking gunking the crap out of it with fucking soot and crap. There were a couple of sabotage events whilst they were trying to fix her, and Yeah. It's a pity too, because that's a pretty hardcore looking ship. That they got fucking like ballistic missile launchers under the deck and fucking everything.
I want to see a force field. I want to see some country develop a force field, and then
Oh, I got one. I just dropped my guts.
Farty, that's a war crime. Okay, we don't count war crimes here. But yeah, Sunday, if I'm able to get to stream Sunday, we're gonna watch Bad Black. Does that sound good to you, Farty?
Yeah.
All right. I wish competent people would be in charge of its care. Yeah. It might happen one day, so hold out hope. But until next time, we're gonna head the fuck on out of here, and we will see you as soon as we see you. Right, Farty?